Hi, my name is Craig Simpson, and welcome to Conversation. Today we have Jackie Jeter, President of Amalagamated Transit Union Local 689, the union that represents about 7,500 active members at the Washington Metropolitan Area Transit Authority and another 2,500 retired members. Welcome, Jackie.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. Jackie, people want to know a little bit about you. Where did you grow up, and how did you come to Metro?
Oh, that's a long story. I grew up I was born in Blytheville, Arkansas. My father is an retired Air Force military person. So we grew up in the military. We traveled across the United States. In 1978, I decided that I wanted to leave Arkansas and move here. So I did.
And how did you come to Metro? What made you decide to come here?
When I worked in Arkansas, I worked at a carburetor factory, Borg-Warner. And Borg-Warner had been union in Indiana. And because of some things that happened, and they moved to Arkansas to get rid of the union and for lower wages. So when they did that, I worked there and I made $2.25 an hour. And my daughter got sick. And when my daughter got sick and I had to miss days from work because she had to be hospitalized, I got terminated. And I made up my mind then that when I got another job, I wanted that job to be union. I had been talking to a couple of people and they told me about unions. So when I came here, it was a decision, either the fire department, the police department, or Metro. The fire department was out because I'm afraid of fires. The police department was out because I probably didn't like carrying a gun or being a target. And so I like to drive, and I took the test. I put in the application, took the test, and here I am.
So tell me, what did you do for the Washington Metropolitan Area Transit Authority? Tell me a little bit about your career.
I started off in 1979 as a part-time bus operator out of Western. And I worked from 79 to 82 as a part-timer. And during that period of time, it was hard. It was hard for two reasons. One, because then my kids were small, and part-timers then worked two trippers, AM and PM. But at that particular time, part-timers had no rights. Sometimes they would take your tripper and give it to a full-time person, things like that. But I lived in Anacostia, matter of fact, in Wingate, all the way at the end of the A4 line. And I would leave Western after my tripper, come back, volunteer at the school with my kids, leave there at 2, go back to Western, work my PM tripper, and then come home. So it was a hard process, and I did that for 2.5 years.
At some point, you got involved with the union. Can you tell me a little bit about how you got involved with the union and a little bit about your career within the union?
Well, just like everybody else, there was an incident. And the incident was something concerning, I want to say it was when we were having some tax problems with our records and that kind of thing. And it was an issue that piqued my interest, and my kids were a little bit older, so I started attending union meetings. And once I attended union meetings, I got hooked. And I ran for office in 94, and I was elected as a shop steward. And then after that, in 98, I ran for the executive board position because my mentor, Maynard Jones, retired. So I ran for his position, and then I've been moving forward ever since. After that, I ran for first vice president, then financial secretary, and then president.
Since you've brought up the issue of president, can you tell us a little bit about where contract negotiations are right now?
Well, we're in the beginning stages. We thought we would be further along because we wanted to try something a little different. We wanted to be able to get the proposals together and then take them to the membership so they would know what has been proposed by their co-workers and what the union is taking to contract negotiations. And it got a little stalled. It was stalled because the authority wasn't quite ready, and they didn't have their proposals. And because we didn't have their proposals, we didn't want to, just take it to the members with ours. So we've been waiting on that. We've set up a number of meetings for April because April 1st is the 90-day reopener, and they have to meet by that time. So we have our meetings set up for our first meeting set up for the month of April. And once that takes place, then we'll have a mass meeting with the membership to let them know what's being proposed and what we're asking for on their behalf.
Can you tell me anything about what your attitude toward these negotiations is?
Well, the attitude, and I think it's the underlying attitude, is that we don't want to give up any ground. You know, we have, as a local, we have fought very hard for what we have. And we have a good contract. We want to maintain that contract. We want to maintain what we have. When it comes down to wages, we know that we're paid well. We live in one of the highest geographical areas as far as the cost of living is concerned. So we have to keep up a high salary base because we are living in a very high cost of living area. So we want to make sure that that's accomplished. Healthcare is something that's on the minds of everyone. If we've been paying attention to the political debates that have been going on and the political process as far as the primaries that are coming up in November, that's the number one issue that is being debated. So we have to place ourselves in a position that we not only look out for our active members, but also our retirees. So healthcare is an issue. It's going up, it's sky high, and we have to make sure that when we negotiate so that we come out with our members not paying an exorbitant amount of money for their health care.
And what about pension?
Well, pension is something, first of all, it's that underlying thing. Same benefits that we have in our contract now where our pension is concerned, we're going to keep them. We will fight to the death for them. That's one of the, I think, the things that members are most afraid of, that after working 27 years, somehow it's going to disappear. And I can tell them and hopefully, put their fears at ease that that's not going to happen, not at least under my watch, it's not. If it does get taken away, it has to get taken away by an arbitrator. We will not give it away.
All right, let's turn our attention to, you've been in office a little over a year now.
Yes.
Can you look back on the past year and tell me what you think your biggest accomplishment has been?
I think the process of communications with the members, and I know that it's not where I want it to be yet, but I think that we've started the process of making sure that when we communicate, we use the avenues that are open to us. We have the webpage, we have the newsletter, we have the shop stewards, we have periodicals that go out monthly to be put on the bulletin boards, we have the, the union meetings. All of those things to better communicate. Now, if you ask me, have we gotten where I want to be yet? And I say no, but that's what we're working on. Communications is one. The second thing is actually training and educating the shop stewards and the officers that are here. One of the things that we found when we were out campaigning is that members are concerned about the representation that they have. And that's basically all they ask for. They ask for a good contract and good representation when they have issues that come up. And making sure that shop stewards are equipped with the knowledge that they need. Officers alike, equipped with the knowledge they need to better represent the members is something that we've done over the year. I'm very proud of that. Whether it's teaching them how to go and lobby in Annapolis, or teaching them how to go up on Capitol Hill and lobby, or just how to handle a simple grievance and get the information for it. All of those things are the education that shop stewards need in order to do their job. So I'm proud of that. I'm very proud of that.
Thanks, Jackie. And that's a wrap for today with the conversation. Join us again in the future for other conversations that we'll have.